Just over 2 weeks to Christmas. Hello, welcome to the Happy Families podcast. I'm really excited for today's episode. It's a little bit different. Today, we're getting excited about psychology. Kylie, I can feel your thrill emanating around the podcast studio just hearing the words.
You know it's almost Christmas, right?
Yes. This is what I love to do. Across Christmas, I love to pick up psychology textbooks, literally textbooks, and I can read so much of them across this nice, quiet time.
Can you keep it to yourself?
I will after this very brief episode of the Happy Families podcast, where I share with you the psychology of Christmas magic. Why is it that we and our children get so excited about Christmas? What are the things, psychologically speaking, that are sources of Christmas joy?
Why does everything have to be scientific?
Because when you understand this stuff, you can actually literally engineer Christmas to be more joyful. That's the whole thing. All
right. I have a cushion. Very merry. Let's do it.
Okay, that's coming up next. G'day, welcome to the Happy Families podcast, real parenting solutions every single day on Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We are Justin and Kylie Coulson. We're parents of 6 kids. We're so glad you're joining us as we enter the Christmas season. Ho, ho, ho. I'm feeling very jingly and jangly and sleighty and Christmassy, and I've been dipping into the research, Kylie. Today we're talking about the 7 psychological sources of Christmas magic. That's what I have tentatively titled today's topic, which means that we're going to go through a list of 7 things that make Christmas magical from a psychological standpoint.
7 things.
I could have kept on going, but I know that you're only able to tolerate so much. And my goal is to get through each of them in under a minute, unless you decide that you want to tell stories about them.
You're so funny. You're going to blame me when we go over time.
Let's do the first one, because I'm not going to get in trouble. It's Christmas. We want to get this done, right? We want people to just know what to do. The central reason I think that Christmas is full of joy, full of happiness, full of Christmas magic is relationships. Relationships are number one. Christmas concentrates our most important relationships. Whether you're in a midnight gathering with friends, or whether you're reading books and playing games, or swimming in the pool with the kids, or whether you're flying overseas to catch up with family, hosting big Christmas parties, the magic
Or you're
comes
just writing Christmas cards to your friends.
Intentional togetherness. Christmas is about intentional togetherness. One of the few times, I think, of the year that we genuinely prioritize connection over productivity, which helps us to feel like we belong. So that is the number one reason from my point of view around this. Agree? Disagree?
Agreed.
Okay.
Number 2.
The second one is, I'm going to use some big words, but then I'll make sure it makes sense. Anticipated joy and temporal landmarks.
See, that's why I set Christmas up on the 1st of November.
Yeah, anticipated joy.
It brings joy. Like, it fills me with joy, and it fills our home with joy. We just had friends show up the other day, and they literally walked in. The daughter walked in before the mum.
Yep.
And she said, "Oh, Mum, you're going to want to see this." And they both walked in and just went, "Oh, wow. It's just amazing. It feels so good."
And you're talking about the fact that the tree was up, right?
That's right. That's all it was. It was just the tree.
Yeah. So anticipated joy. It's more than that, though. Like, you've got this genuine temporal or time-stamped marker. It's this clear boundary in time that says we can step out of ordinary life. Even if it's just stepping into the living room and staring at the tree, it changes your perception of priorities and time and focus. The anticipation creates dopamine. Like dopamine, everyone says dopamine's the feel-good chemical. No, dopamine is the anticipation of good times chemical. And so because we're wired to find pleasure in looking forward to experiences that are rewarding, sometimes even more rewarding than the experience actually is, that's why Advent calendars and one more sleep until conversations, that's all of this
Christmas Eve boxes.
Yeah, seeing the presents under the tree. That's all psychological scaffolding for optimism and positive emotion. You've got this anticipation that joy is coming. So if you haven't put the tree up, it's time to do it. If you haven't started doing Christmassy things, start doing them, because those traditions create the joy.
What's number 3?
The third thing is, again, some big words, I'm so sorry, sensory anchoring and memory. And all that means is, you know when you get a certain smell, That's a sensory anchor, and it ties in with that memory of that thing. And so around Christmas time, I like, let's go Northern Hemisphere for a second. If you smell the pine needles, you're like, oh, that must be Christmas. For us, it might be smelling cinnamon ginger beer, or it might be smelling sunscreen.
I don't even think it's about smelling. It might be tasting. You have that amazing chocolate mousse trifle every year at Christmas time. And as soon as you take that first bite,
Yes.
you know it's Christmas.
Yeah. Or if you have it a couple of weeks before Christmas because you couldn't help yourself, and then you say, oh, I can't wait for Christmas Day when I get to do it again. And so there's this like you've got all of the different visual cues, like the Christmas tree and the presents and Christmas lights. Like everyone goes out and looks at the Christmas lights. You've got all the tactile experiences, like the different things that you've, like Christmas wrapping. Sorry, I just forgot things that you touch that are Christmassy, or the Santa hat. These are these powerful memory anchors, and they get you to do this mental time travel where you go, I remember when I was a kid, or I remember last year when the kids got excited about this.
So we don't have it up here, but when we lived in New South Wales, we had a Christmas bush.
Oh, yeah.
Tree.
Yeah.
And I love the flowers of a Christmas bush. And whenever they would start to flower, I would know Christmas is almost
Here comes
I'm
Christmas.
Just so excited.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean by sensory anchoring. It was like when I see what do you call it? Jacaranda. See the jacaranda in November. I'm like, oh, it must be uni exam time.
So, you know, I heard a really cool story about jacarandas. Do you know why Sydney has so many jacarandas?
Because somebody planted a whole lot of jacaranda trees.
There was a midwife who gifted every new mum a jacaranda. Sapling, and so they would go home and plant their saplings.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Back in the 1800s.
I'm not sticking to time at all here, so I want to move this along. The third thing, I just love this term. There's a guy called Emil Durkheim, sociologist from like 150 years ago. Emil Durkheim coined this term, collective effervescence. And what it really means is this.
Schweppes lemonade.
Isn't that like Schweppes? Effervescence? Is that not that word?
It's the energy of the togetherness when everybody is in sync. And Christmas is one of the very few times, at least in our society, where massive portions, not everybody, of course, but where massive portions of society all synchronize. Similar music, similar decorations, everyone's taking time off work. There's just this shared rhythm of life, even with strangers, and it creates belonging at a societal scale. Everybody's, supposedly relaxed on the roads and in the shops and what have you. Everybody's feeling good because it's some time out. So that's collective effervescence from Durkheim. And I think that's another part of the psychology of Christmas magic. All right, we've got 4 to go. After the break, we're going to whiz through those. I promise we'll do them quickly. But again, if we can practice these things, it makes Christmas more magical for us. Hence the podcast today. Stay with us. We're back. It's the Happy Families podcast. Today, we're talking about the psychology of Christmas magic.
You said there was 4 more. How did we only do 3?
Yeah, because you started talking.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I can't believe you're blaming me. What's number 4?
Permission for wonder. Permission for wonder. And what I mean by that is, like, as adults, we're always so serious, we're always so efficient, we're always focused on the here and now, the concrete, the real, and Christmas gives an opportunity for abstraction and magical thinking and play and childlike wonder, which are things that we normally suppress as adults. They're things that we're not really that focused on. We get to believe in magic. We get to talk to the kids about magic. We get to create elaborate narratives that I've argued for years that we shouldn't around Santa. And now I don't know why, but I've softened as I've gotten older, and
It's because you're granddad.
Maybe.
The other day, we had our 2-year-old granddaughter come over, and I had put together a small box for her.
Yeah.
And when I thought about when I would give it to her, I realised if I waited till Christmas Day, then all the Christmas outfits and Christmas books were kind of
You're so bad.
going to be a one-day
you've got
event.
this awesome Christmas present that you've given to her at the start of December.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
But what was so gorgeous, is this little 2-year-old, she saw this basket coming towards her and her whole face lit up. And she was like, oh, me! And then she asked if she could open it, and we opened it up. And what I expected was just for her to just pull everything out. She pulled a book out, and she literally sat there and read this whole book to herself. And then finished that and looked and sent it my way and said, all done. And she pulled out the next book and she was halfway through and I said, would you like Wally to read it to you? And she said, no, Indy, do it herself. And she read that book. There was 5 books. She read each book one by one.
Yeah, it took us about 40 minutes to open the box. So that leads into the next one that I want to read. And I've gone out of order and I think we've lost count. So I'm just going to say the next one. And that is Savouring and Gratitude. Savouring and Gratitude. There's a guy called Fred Bryant. He did this really cool research back in about the 1990s. And he found that when we savour something, that is when we amplify and magnify the positive experience of an experience, when we extend that moment, we find more joy. Savouring is one of the best ways to be happy. And as I sat there watching that happen, I just savoured it. I didn't say a word. I sat there for 40 minutes and literally didn't talk. I just sat on the couch, did the grandpa thing and watched this little granddaughter sit on your lap and read books and pull things out of the box one at a time and spend 5 or 6 or 7 minutes with each gift before she went to the next one. And I just thought, oh my goodness, this is...
And she wasn't being coached. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah, totally.
Like this was just,
she was just in the moment.
Autonomously her.
But this is the magic of Christmas. This is where time slows down. This is where we sit in gratitude. This is where we savor. I would define it as follows: Christmas is culturally sanctioned slowness, and we all talk about how life is too fast. But my goodness, if we can just anticipate and then be present and then reminisce rather than rush through. Oh, we get to savor it and it feels so good. Savoring is the practice of grateful attention. And I can't wait for Christmas Day now so that we can savor that day as well.
A couple of weeks ago, we talked about this idea of giving ourselves permission to let go of the things that don't bring us joy and just focus on the things that do. And too often we kind of fill our Christmas season up with so much that it's hard for us to slow down and actually savor the moments. We feel really ragged, time poor, money poor, the whole bit. And I think that just remembering that this is actually a time for us to slow down and to actually really savor those things that matter makes such a huge difference to the way we celebrate.
Yeah, so I don't know how many we've done, and I've crossed one off the list anyway because I've decided that our time is up and we just need to go and get ready to savor Christmas and be efficient and effective so that we can slow down and literally enjoy that culturally sanctioned slowness of Christmas. I believe that with these ideas, you can have an empirically valid, scientifically backed, joyful, magical Christmas. And how good does that sound? Aren't you excited? Aren't you sitting there going...
Only you.
But the thing is, we do it automatically. Like, this is the science that underpins why Christmas feels so good. And if your Christmas sucks, like literally, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or any of those things. If your Christmas is not looking good or feeling good, these ideas will change it. Right? Focus on relationships, focus on savoring and gratitude, focus on wonder, focus on collective effervescence, and focus on the anticipated joy, finding ways that you can create sensory anchors and bring those into your home, whether it's trees or gifts or smells or drinks. Like, we only have ginger beer on Christmas Day. Right, the kids only have ginger beer on Christmas Day in their stockings. That's the Christmas thing, right? That's that sensory anchor. And so if your Christmas isn't looking great, but you can pull some of these things in, this is where science shows us that we can make our lives better. And that's really why I wanted to share it. Whether you're going to have a great Christmas or you're kind of dreading it, this can make it better either way.
For some families, the idea of connection and spending time with our loved ones can be really challenging. I just think it's really important that we just focus on the relationships that are going to bring us joy. Whether they're blood related or not is irrelevant. It's an opportunity for us to celebrate building and sustaining loving strong relationships in our lives.
I'm just so impressed with my Christmas is culturally sanctioned slowness. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides additional research and admin and other support. And for more info about making your family happier, especially over the Christmas break, grab one of the Happy Families books. You'll get them at happyfamilies.com.au.